Hello. Hello, Dark Wolf. Hello, Trainer. Hello, Aga. Hello, Zap. Okay, so before I do any of this, I'm just gonna say, so the countdown everybody was watching and asking me about for the last was it 25 days or 15 days? I don't remember. It's been a minute. I've been doing it for a while. Um, I requested they change the hours at my job because fuck that shit. It was terrible. So today it changed. It's not that anymore. It's not what it was. So I'm only working like 2 to 3 days at my restaurant job, which is a lot more manageable and reasonable to be a living human being while doing that. Because I try too hard at that job, like way too hard. It's stupid. So now I could do content things again like this and actually live stream. And more importantly, one of the other April Fools, they gave me more hours. That's right, guys. The countdown was to announce I have 30 hours of mandatory overtime every week. You will never see me. I'm going to die in a month. That's the end of the stream. See you guys later. No. Thankfully, that's not what it is. So to supplement that, because I do have bills, right? I'm an adult. I have a house. I have these things that I have to pay. These pesky things that show up in my mail once a month. They're like, "Hey, we heard you have some money. Can you give us some of that? If you don't, we'll call the cops." So like, you just you, I can't just not work as much. That doesn't work out. But we're approaching the summer. Specifically, it is now April. So smart people, some intuitive and astute people would have noticed. Hello, Zia. Intuitive people would have noticed that the countdown lined up suspiciously with the start of April. Now, some people probably thought, "Oh, this is a big elaborate April Fool's joke." Ironically, it's not. I know Judge, who has never done an April Fool's joke for his content before, ever once, not doing an April Fool's joke this year. I know I probably caught all of you off guard. You probably were expecting it's an April Fool's joke, but it's not. It's just the fact that it's not March anymore. That's why it's important. That's why today is an important day. Uh, my old job that I work in the summer, some of you know what it is. I would do park patrol in the neighborhood in a neighborhood that's close to where I live. Now the neat thing about park patrol, the neat part about it is a good portion of my day when I'm working it is I sit in a truck up in a park and don't do anything anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours. Now, technically, they want me to like drive around and not necessarily sit in one spot, but I don't have to be constantly on the move. They don't want me like dumping gasoline into the engine to drive around an empty park if nobody's up there. They don't care. If I'm up there by myself or if there's no parties going on or anything like that, I just got to like reposition the truck every like 15 to 30 minutes, maybe an hour if I really am alone or if it's like raining or something. Um if it's raining actually, they probably don't care if I just sit in one of the pavilions so I don't get dry, so I could probably actually just park the truck. Anyway, uh so what's neat about doing that is I'll be sitting in one spot, not doing anything. And what I do during that time doesn't matter. Like whenever I was being trained, the person who trained me, we would literally just sit in the truck for like 3 hours and watch Disney movies on his tablet. That's just what we did. That was just the way we passed the time for the shift. So I made an investment with some money that I saved up. The reason why I was like doing wage slavery aggressively was to save up for something. I got a MacBook, an M2. It's pretty good. A MacBook Pro to be specific. And probably later today, I'm gonna be paying for the like 1 million that you lost. I didn't lose a million, thankfully. That would suck. If I lost $1 million, I would be very far in debt. That would be kind of funny for like that's what I was counting down to announce. But thankfully, no, I'm not announcing that I'm like $989,000 in debt. Um, that wouldn't be great. So thankfully, no. I'm gonna say incorrect on that one. Uh, but anyway, so I got a MacBook. I'm gonna be getting Final Cut Pro on it, and I'm just going to spend my time up at the park whenever I'm not like actively working the park. Whenever I'm just sitting there in the truck, just editing YouTube videos. I'm just gonna make a bunch of YouTube videos this summer, like hopefully somewhere in the realm of like 10 to 20 at least. Um, and over the course of a few months, I think that's a lot of videos. Most people don't really do the whole daily upload thing anymore. People people have been focusing on like quality over quantity kind of thing. So like that's the meta right now, which is good. That's better. Um, so there's gonna be some good videos. There's gonna be some good content coming out of the channel. Does this mean part two work? Yes, it does, Fantazap. The other things that I will have time to work on and will be able to with a MacBook. I'm gonna finish my lyrics for the thing that I'm doing with Zombie Dwarf. By the way, when I'm done streaming, you should go over to Zombie Dwarf's stream. He's doing a subathon. Please go support my friend. I'm gonna do the lyrics that I'm supposed to be doing with Zombie Dwarf for our Minecraft PvP parody. It's gonna be really good and funny. I'm gonna I'm gonna work on all of the stuff that needs to be finished for part two to start moving. I already have a couple of people in mind for the artists for all the promo stuff that I want to get done because I'm gonna promote it. Like I'm gonna like actually like have like an ad campaign for Fractured Part Two. I have some good stuff planned. It's gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna do something really cool with Fractured. I'm very confident. Anyway, I won't talk about all that stuff. I will just say blanket statement. Yes, I will be doing not an insignificant amount of work on part two in the coming week actually. So yeah, yeah, that is included, Fantazep. That is part of the plan. Um, the other thing that the MacBook does, I'm also going to be the other. I have two big purchases I have to make still for my MacBook. I have to get Final Cut Pro so I can actually edit stuff. And then the only other thing I have to buy, I need a new desk. My desk is like falling apart, and I need to move it into the other room because right now it's just taking up like a good like 15% of my living room. And if I move this desk, it'll like if I like lift it, it'll probably just snap in half. That's how like it's not doing great. But something that I've always wanted, part of it probably is because of like how much I've been working at my job, at least recently. Part of the reason why I've wanted it lately. I've always wanted a desk that you can like choose to either sit or stand at. I really want a standing desk. Um, I've just wanted one for a long time. And if you know what a standing desk is, you already know. If you don't know what a standing desk is rarely actually a desk that is made for you to stand at. A standing desk is usually a desk that you can stand at or sit at. Like there's like a little motorized switch on the side that lets you raise it or lower it, like a chair or something. Um, I want a desk that lets me do that. Um, and when I have that, I'm gonna move my PC and have like a proper like mounted display setup for hello Nezzy, a mounted display setup for both my PC and my MacBook. I'm gonna have three monitors on that desk, two that are for whenever I'm doing content. The third one will be switched between two things. It'll be used for just the monitor that has my chat on it whenever I'm streaming, and when I'm not streaming, I will have it hook into my MacBook. So I'll have two monitors for my MacBook as well because it's only a 13-inch MacBook. It's not very big. The display's big enough for what I need it for when I'm not at home. But when I am at home, I might as well hook it up into a better monitor. So I need to get a standing desk and I need to get Final Cut Pro. I'll probably shell out the money for those later today, whenever I'm done depositing my my uh, tax return check, which I'm going to do probably right after stream today. Why is the Judge April Fool's stream just Judge winning? See, that's the April Fool's joke. I never win. Everything I just said was a lie. I'm actually going to jail. It'd be so funny if I just pressed end stream right after I said that. I should have did it. I should have did it and then rescheduled another stream in 15 minutes. Entitled the stream live from prison. I should have did that. I should have did that. I should have did that. That would have been funny. And then stream from my phone so it's like scuffed audio and you can like see my feet. I do have orange pants. I just walk around with like in like bare feet with orange pants and the whole stream is me pointing my camera at my feet. That'd have been good and just talking. Just like that's really good. That I should have did that. I think I can fit my ring on my toe, so I could even have like a toe ring, which would make me look like I belong in jail. Now you know what my crime was. It was a toe ring. Listen, we've had enough YouTube Studio random streams appearing. We don't need more. That's true. That's true. Um, okay, so that's on the IRL side of things. On the content side of things, um, alongside Fractured, I have this plan. I don't know if it'll work out or if it's even worth doing or whatever. But I have this like loose plan to do interesting things with JD as a character. And I've already kind of made it so that he's like this interdimensional being, right? He goes from place to place. We've already kind of established that thanks to Cryptic Craft, right? Because he remembered Fractured. Now, wouldn't it be cool? So I'll take a step back and give you the situation that inspired this decision that I'm about to, or this thing that I'm describing. Um, so whenever I was, you guys are familiar with my playthrough of Terraria that is still ongoing with Alden, where we are playing through Terraria on the legendary difficulty, and it's brutal. It's actually horrible. It's like it's like the hardest thing I've ever done in a video game level of difficult. Um, it's like insane. Now I'm not complaining. That's not me talking shit. I'm glad that they made it, and I'm glad that it is as hard as it is because it's an entirely optional and like you have to like go out of your way to make it that hard thing. So it's not something like Dark Souls where it's like that's just expected of you. You have to go out of your way to make it happen, and there's no achievement for beating the game on that difficulty. It's a completely unnecessary thing. And I like it that way, and I think that they designed that aspect of it properly. You're not missing out on Terraria or the Terraria experience by not playing Legendary. In fact, if you want the proper Terraria experience, you probably should stay 2 degrees at least away from Legendary and just play on Expert. I think that's like the closest you're going to get to like a very authentic experience. Anyway, I don't need to ramble about all that. It is very difficult. And when I was making the character for that, because I wasn't just gonna join on my like OP character, because like my character on Terraria named a Judge has everything. It's a max character. Like everything has a god roll on it. He's got like 3 kits that are all maxed out: one for magic, one for summoning, and one for melee. Right? I don't have a ranged kit on him, but I don't care. I don't want 4. That's too many. You get the idea. I didn't want to just join on my maxed out character because that would kind of take away from the experience of like grinding your way through legendary mode. So I made a new character. And what better name for that character than JD, right? That just makes sense. That's the other character that I play. Judge is one of them. I wouldn't want to name the character the same thing, and I'd want it to be something interesting. I wouldn't want it to just be like a throwaway name, like Butt Cheese or something like people do with their second and third and fourth and fifth Terraria character, blah blah blah. I want it to be a memorable character. Like I want like whenever I beat the game, that's going to be my quote unquote main profile because that guy beat the game on legendary difficulty of all things. So I named him JD. I just named that character JD. And like that was just as like a hey, if JD was in Terraria, it would make sense that he would be playing through legendary difficulty. It would make sure it would make sense for him to say, "No, I want to do this the hardest way possible so that when I kill the Moon Lord, I can really rub it in his fucking face." It's like if I kill that guy on like the normal difficulty or the expert or even the master difficulty, yeah, how many people have done that? Lots of people have done that. But not a lot of people have beaten that guy on the legendary difficulty. And me, whenever I stick it to when I stick it to a god, I really like to stick it to him. That's just the mentality he would have. Because it's like from his perspective, you're not going to stop him. He knows he can respawn, right? He knows that he's an immortal being. So he's like, it doesn't matter if it takes me 15 minutes or if it takes me 15 years. I'm going to kill that guy. I'm There's nothing that's going to stop me from fighting my way through all those bosses, gathering all of those drops, farming all of that gear, and blowing that dude into like 50 tiny pieces. Like that guy's gonna die. I'm gonna kill him, right? So he would want to do it in legendary mode. So it made sense. It made sense to name my Terraria character after JD. Going off of that, wouldn't it be kind of cool if that wasn't just the Terraria version of JD? And what if he just kind of made his way over there one day? Maybe that's just a place he's been to. Maybe he just happened to be in Terraria one time. It's not an SMP. None of the people from Fractured are there, but JD is. He is. He was just there for a little while. He needed some stuff from there, so he went there to get the stuff he needed, and then pieced out. JD gets Terraria while with the Keeper to pass the time, something like that. Yeah, like I can always give the explanation for why he's in Terraria later. The nice thing about like time loops and interdimensional travel and shit is you don't need to answer that question right away because funny thing, time and space and dimensions, they're very ambiguous. They're exceptionally ambiguous in fantasy storytelling. So you can do whatever the hell you want with that. You can make up excuses out the wazoo. So I don't need to answer that question right now, right? I don't need to explain why he's in Terraria, but I think JD is. I think that's where he's at this point in time. That's what he's doing. Judge idea, okay? Listening. Is it a spoiler idea that we can't talk about live, or are you just gonna dump it in my chat, or are you DMing me on Discord right now? I'll DM. Okay. Zap is DMing me. All right. I gotta not read these out loud so I don't ruin Zap's idea. So I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. All right. So remember the whole JD and Zap Rick and Morty shenanigans we thought of? What? Why are you guys screaming in the chat? What's the problem? What's the problem? And Hive asked if you want to record adventure maps. We can see Discord. What are you talking about? No, you can't. I'm just saying. You're hilarious. Hey guys, I know you can see Discord. It was a joke, okay? Jeez. Relax. What if we merge them? And then. Okay, I'm going to stop reading it out loud now, actually. Whoa, whoa. So that was a close one. That was a close one. That almost revealed too much. All right. Without any context, I got a message from Fantazap that reads, and I quote, I'm actually just going to show it because it's funny. Look at the highlighted one. Make Daddy Bezos blush on God. That's what he said word for word. Unironically too. That just made sense in context. Anyway, I understand what you're saying, Zap. Yeah, I was gonna say you should be more specific, but honestly, you don't. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yes, uh, the JD lore will expand and be interesting very soon. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So JD is in Terraria, and whenever I'm done with Terraria, I was thinking I'm gonna look through all of the stuff that I do in that journey. I'm gonna find something that I'm like proud of that I achieved in Terraria, something that speaks JD. Right, let me give you an example. Okay? Let me give you an example. Terraria sites. Like, hang on. Like, something like this, right? Something that just makes sense for him stylistically. It doesn't need to be like the most powerful weapon or something. It would just be something that when I get my hands on it, it feels like JD, right? Like it just makes sense. Also, why do they not show? Is it not? It's probably not different from Master. If I had to guess, the loot probably is just the same. Anyway, auto melee weapon. Let's see. Let's see. What would it be? Do you think it would be a weapon? We don't need to do this right now, but I'll just like take like a quick glance and we'll see if we can see something that makes sense. Like what if he like got his hands on like the true night edge or something like that? Um something cool. Terrorblade would be sick. JD holding a Terrorblade would be badass. Star Wrath would be kind of sick. Just get his hands on something that just makes sense for him to have found an interest in. The Horseman's Blade. I think that's more Judge Core than it is JD Core. You get the idea. Okay? You get the idea. He'll yoink something from Terraria and that'll just be his thing. It's just his. He earned it, right? The Breaker Blade, of course. JD rolling up with the Zenith in part two, but it has durability and it's is mending incompatible because it has infinity on it. That'd be kind of funny. Dude, imagine the Zenith in Minecraft. You just look in the rough direction of a wither, click your mouse for 2 seconds, and you have another star. Idea gotten. Okay. Well, regardless, a phase saver, obviously. He's going to have a red lightsaber. Okay, actual question. Do you guys think anybody who's like a soft Star Wars nerd, do you think JD would have a red lightsaber? Do you think he would have fallen to the dark side, or do you think it would have been somewhere in between, like the purple lightsaber? And don't just say purple because purple's associated with JD. I want you to actually think about it. Judge's lightsaber would almost certainly be green. Almost certainly. Just makes sense. You think it would have been purple? I don't think it would have been a normal color. It wouldn't have just been like blue or green or like your standard lightsaber. I think that you'd have to make the argument for like red or purple. whole thing is that you're using a bit of each side of the force. That's fair. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say the canon is, or like that my head canon. It's funny to have my own head canon of my own characters. JD would have a purple lightsaber. Judge would have a green lightsaber, and then whenever they were like combined, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever I had like one of each eye, it'd be a blue lightsaber. It'd be like in the middle, closer towards the light side. Because I think if you combine the two of them, they do trend towards the power of good more than they do um evil or darkness or whatever. That makes sense, Zap. That makes sense. I agree with your breakdown. You don't think JD would have been a dark side? That's fair. JD would laugh at people when they pull out their lightsaber and it was red. He'd be like, wait, hold on a sec. You you actually bought that shit? You're that dumb? You thought that like if you just embraced the dark side, you could what raise your friends from the dead? Are you stupid? Well, now you have lightning powers, right? You get like that's pretty cool. I'll admit the lightning's pretty cool, but like you actually turn. What's up, Bunny Sims? Hello. Um, but like you actually like thought that like that would work. Like that was your plan. That was a thing that you actually did. Okay, well done. He would make fun of people on the dark side. 100%. Bunny Sims, long time no see. How have you been? I haven't seen you in like, man, I don't even know. I don't even remember the last time I saw you. How are you? How have you been? What is shaken? I see you have an emote. Is streaming going good for you? Is streaming going well? JD versus Darth Maul. No, I, that'd be funny actually. You're good, and you've been running a whole SMP. Invite me. You don't. I'm not actually. I'm not gonna beg you to invite me on your SMP while I'm live. But anyway, uh, okay. So JD would probably have a purple lightsaber. I'm with you guys. I'm with you. You got your first sponsorship. Let's go. What was it? Spill it. What was it? You don't gotta tell me how much money you made, but that's awesome. That's great. It's a horror SMP. You should definitely invite me. That's kind of cool. JD on a horror SMP would be great. If you guys on the YouTube chat are confused, I have somebody. Bunny Sims is messaging me on my Twitch chat. JD gets all the benefits of the dark side and none of the wrinkly skin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Dubby wanted to sponsor you. What's Dubby? Let me look this up. Dubby Energy. Oh, the containers look like G Fuel, so I'm assuming it's of the same like genus. I'm assuming they're of the same. They're cut of the same cloth, if you will. Orange creamsicle. That that actually looks pretty good. Yes, they are. Interesting. Good to know. Well, that's really cool. I can't say I ever buy energy drinks, but if I do, I will hit you up for your creator code. You wanted a smaller brand? That is the that is the way to go. That is the way to go. Whenever it comes to like bigger brands, there's always baggage. The other day I was watching a video that did a breakdown of all of like the larger brands like lack of ethics or morals because all of them are. And like it was terrible because like I actually bought into the HelloFresh hype at some point and like had a subscription to them because it was just like easier than shopping with how crazy my work schedule was. They did like union busting and shit, it turns out, and it's like, okay. So it's like, but with a smaller brand, there may still be baggage, but there's less if there is baggage, there's less harm being done overall by supporting them because it's a smaller business by definition, right? So if you can get sponsorships from smaller businesses, that is the way to go. So kudos to you, and well done getting a sponsorship. That's really cool. Do I have you on Discord? Probably. Have we ever messaged on Discord? If I search bunny, nothing comes up. So probably not. Probably not. But hang on, wait. Discord. Oh, I'm not logged in. Hold on. Twitch. No. Yes. Uh, uh, dashboard. I need to get a dashboard button up on my stream deck for Twitch. Stream manager. Discord. There you go. Join that, and then I'll be in there, obviously. You want to join the SMP? Because why not? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll make a video on it, actually. This is perfect. That could be like one of my first videos, actually. Yes. 100%. 100%. I'm gonna go in. Should I go in blind? Well, if I go in blind, will it screw me over, or should I like be given context first and then log in? Because if you think going in blind would be an interesting experience, then I'll do a video on it. I'll do a whole like edited thing of my experience. Okay, back to the whole JD thing. So going blind, it's so much more fun. Will do. Okay, okay. I'll do a video on it. I'll do a video on it. The other parts to the Warden video coming out, I'll talk to Lamb Lake and get back to you. You should look at the sanity though first. Heard. Okay, I can look at the sanity first. I'll make sure to pay attention to that. Um, PFFFT4. I don't know what that means. Um, so yeah, JD in Terraria. He's gonna kill like the moon god and then peace out because that's what he do, right? That's just JD, right? That's just his thing. That just makes sense. He's gonna get his hands on something and then peace out. He's just gonna leave. You know what's like sad because it would be sick, but I feel like it'd be a little too complicated to like transfer it. Terraria beetle armor. If I were to pick what I'd want him to actually bring with him, it would be the beetle armor. But I don't want to have to like reskin him on everything that I do wearing the beetle armor. It's just a lot. Somehow burnt my tongue on sour Skittles last night, and it hurts to eat. You didn't burn them. You didn't burn your tongue. You just sour Skittles are very acidic, so you just like dissolved the top few layers of your tongue with acid. Now, don't get me wrong. I do stupid stuff like that with sour candy all the time. I love sour candy. Burnt is the only way I can think to describe it. It's effectively going to do the same thing. You basically got you basically got like a very minor chemical burn is what happened. You love dissolving your layers of your tongue. Me too. I love sour candy. It's so good. I have sour gummy worms on my table that I might go like snack on. You didn't even have half the bag, sobs. Sour. Okay, here's the thing, Dark Wolf. What is up, Magix? Hello, hello, Magix. Um, Sour Skittles are very acidic, like exceptionally acidic. Like, like eating sour Skittles is like you basically started like imagine a mandarin orange, but like instead of the little slices of orange, you were just eating little slices of lemon. Like that, the sour Skittles are very acidic. Specifically, you'll send a picture in the group chat. Okay. Anyway, So yeah, JD in Terraria, right? That just makes sense, right? He's doing the legendary mode grind. He's gonna kill the god of the moon. You love lemon slices? What the heck? You eat lemons, they're delicious. What is happening? Actually, I shouldn't be surprised. When I was younger, I was very much the same way. I already do love sour stuff. Back then, yeah, I could literally just stick a wedge of lemon in my mouth and be totally fine, not even like flinch. I think a little bit of that has gone away, mostly because of my like stomach acid problems. If I ate like a quarter of a lemon, I'd get such bad heartburn. That would fuck me up for like the rest of the day. It makes me feel something and it's delicious. Fair enough. Um, if I didn't have stomach acid problems, I probably would eat more sour things. I would eat oranges more. That's one of the hardest things that I had to give up was oranges and orange juice. I can still eat them like very occasionally, but there is so much citric acid in like orange juice and oranges. I just can't do it, which sucks. I could drink orange juice all day every day. It's the same reason I love spicy food. It's a sensory thing. I also love spicy food. Interestingly, spicy food does not give me heartburn like ever because it's not acidic. There isn't really acid. I mean, you can get acidic spicy things, but there it's not like hand in hand. Spiciness is not the same like chemical reaction in your mouth as sourness. You had to get rid of sodas and stuff. Yeah, still salty about that. It happens. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom and then press play and explain what I'm doing. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. All right, so back to the whole JD thing. He's gonna kill Moonlord in Terraria. I was trying to figure out what I wanted for JD's takeaway to be from some of the other things that I do. It just kind of popped into my head whenever that whole JD canonically in Terraria thing came into my head. Like all the other like games that I do content on, I kind of want to say that JD dipped his toes into those worlds too, right? My accomplishments in other games can follow the character, and he can like reference those experiences and those things that he goes through and those things that he does as like a part of his like a greater mythos, his lore, his history, his origins, right? I need to take an acid reducer pill because this mango drink hurts. We were just talking about this before I stepped away. I have a mango refresher here that's delicious, but it's causing me pain. So hold on a second. JD in the Multiverse of Madness, something like that. No. Did JD play Dead Space? I would say yes, but no, I don't think so. Because the character in Dead Space, Isaac, is a named character. It's not like an MMO or an RPG where the character that I make is my character. What would be cool is a JD playthrough of what? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. JD enters Minecraft Legacy console and brings faster Minecraft minecarts to Fractured. Um. So yeah. Oh yeah. The thing I was saying, a JD playthrough of Skyrim would be really cool, where like I try to make the decisions and play the game, and do things the way that JD would rather than the way that I normally do. Because like I think it'd be interesting to play the game in that mindset, if you will. Could even do something like Fallout 4. It's a little bit harder with Fallout 4 because all of the voice lines are predetermined, and it's a little bit less ambiguous than like the older Fallout games. But we might still be able to pull it off. Um, would JD like Dead Spot if he played? If he played it as a video game, like this might be a controversial take. I don't think JD would play video games. I don't think he would. I don't think he would like that would be his recreation of choice. I don't think that's what he would do to pass the time. If he was in Dead Space, he'd probably be it would affect him. He wouldn't be not affected. He probably wouldn't be traumatized to the extent that like Isaac is because Isaac was just an engineer, right? But he would be affected by it. It would play a role. It would mess him up a little bit. Seeing people who are dead turned into something and brought back to life would kind of mess with him. Like he already gets the concept of zombies, but in the situation of Dead Space, it's like that's just something else he would hold over God's head. That's his whole thing, right? He is actively atheist, right? It's not that he doesn't believe God is real, it's that he doesn't believe in God. Does that make sense? So it's like the situation of Dead Space, he'd be like, okay, if there is a God and he is all powerful, he cannot also be all good. Because how the absolute shit do you let something like this happen? That's messed up. It would just be something else that kind of like fuels him to be the way he is and think the way he is. If he were in Dead Space. For the record, if there's anybody that's religious that's watching right now, I'm not saying that's where my head is talking about the character JD. Just just clarifying. Um I don't have any hatred of religion to that extent. I'm not religious, but anyway, you get the idea. JD throws knives in his pastime slash J. I don't know what JD would do recreationally. I think JD would spend time with the few people that he has let himself become close with. He would spend time with like Zap and Damen and maybe Cloud and Ella, depending on the circumstances if he was able to. Depending on which world he's being recreational in. I think he would just spend time with people. He would just talk. I don't think JD would like drugs. I don't think narcotics would be his thing. J-Man stream, what's up, Dio? Um, if he had to spend time by himself, if he was in procrastination hours alone, JD would probably write. I think he would write. And at surface level, you might think maybe he'd be like kind of a narcissist or like an egotistical and write like an autobiography. But no, he would actually write. We should get JD on bath salts. Doing good. How's you? I'm pretty good. So Dio, if you noticed on Discord, if you noticed, if you didn't notice, it's fine because it was very cryptic. But over the last like 20 or so days, I've been counting down in my status, um, counting down to today. Because today, as of today, my hours at my job went down from like 5 to 6 days a week to 2 to 3. So I'm just less of a zombie. I'm just like I'm just like a little bit more healthy, so I can actually do content again instead of streaming like once a week, and it's at like 11:47 p.m. my time, and I sound like a zombie. So like we're that yeah, there's more to it than that. I'm not gonna re-go through the entire spiel, but basically I get to reinvest time into streams and making videos now, because I'm change making life changes. We love a healthy judge here. That's true. That's true. I also do. I have that in common with my Twitch chat. Anyway, that's what JD would do. If he were being recreational in his own time, he would write sometimes poems, sometimes stories. Um, and if he were um not by himself, he would just spend time with people. He would just talk, just sit, discuss. That's what JD would do. I don't think he would play video games. I don't think that's what he would do. JD would be if the technology existed in that capacity and he knew how to, he'd be a video game developer, not a video game player. If that makes sense. But he would never take the time to learn how to like animate or uh or code or anything like that. Like he wouldn't. That's not something that he sees as like a valuable thing. He has very specific ideas for himself in the future. He would not write an autobiography. He doesn't. The thing that's funny about JD, while he does think relatively highly about himself, he does not want other people to think highly of him. He does not want other people to look up to him. So, like, while your traditional narcissist wants to be the center of attention and wants everybody to think they're as great as they think they are, he doesn't. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that for other people. Um, so he would not write an autobiography. In fact, if somebody was writing a biography about him, he would probably avoid that person as much as he could. He'd probably try to stay away from them. JD doesn't want anyone looking up to him. Are you gonna? Is there something else that's being attached to that, or is that a standalone message? Cast of CC when Judge is deleted. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, actually, most of them didn't look up to him. They saw him as useful and powerful, and so they got along with him, but they didn't look up to him. The now, on the other hand, the people's chats and fate with JD. Oh yeah, they lost their minds over JD, which was frustrating. I, you're not supposed to like me. I'm playing a douchebag. Stop. They didn't listen. They had their own plans. It is what it is. Um, like my idea was not to have everybody hate him. I wanted some people to like him, and that was going to be the cult of JD. But like nobody disliked him even a little bit. That's like everybody liked him to some degree, and then he was some people's favorite character instantly as soon as he started talking. And it's like, what are you people doing? What is wrong with you? JD doesn't want anyone looking up to him. The community Yas Queen, pretty much. Fate letting JD just dip in from the non-canon radio stream. Yeah, yeah. Hello. Fate letting JD. I already read that message. Planting the seeds of the JD cult. Yes, Magix. Yes. You used to be JD's number one hater. It didn't last long, Nezzy. It did not last long at all. It did not last long at all. Oh man, I came up with some plans for JD in the next chapter of. I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to reveal that he's going to be in that again. But I came up with some interesting ideas for JD soon. They're gonna let's just say they're a throwback. They're a throwback to like the first stream that JD was ever in, kind of thing. The silent stream? No. Like the way that he acted in the first few episodes. So the way that JD was before Judge started rubbing off on him. I wish I had the VOD for the silent stream. Anyway, anyway, to the task at hand. To the task at hand. So JD been to different places, done different things. I'd want him to have done at least something in the world of RuneScape. I don't want him to be a maxed main. I don't want him to have 99 in all skills. He wouldn't waste his time putting in that much effort. He would just go through and do all of the content that he could at least one time. But there would be things that he specifically focused on more than others. And so while I haven't made up my mind on what thing I want JD to canonically have out of Terraria, there is something that I want JD to have access to from RuneScape. That's what this stream is. It's going to be me starting. It's going to be the beginning of me gearing up for what, when I finish it, will be the hardest thing that I've ever done in any video game ever. And I've played a lot of video games. I've played all of the Soulsborne games. I've beaten all of the Soulsborne games except Dark Souls 1. Haven't gotten to the credits yet of Dark Souls 1. I've played the hard video games. This will be by far the craziest thing I've ever done. Not even close. Um, and we're showcasing it by we're gonna watch this guide together. I'm gonna pause it a few times throughout the video and describe my thought process, and just so you guys get to understand the gravity of how crazy this is. Because for context, when I say the hardest thing, it's not just mechanically difficult, because it is, okay? It is also such a massive time investment. I want you to understand, I'm total level 2177. If I click this button and I click time played, 161 days and 2 hours. 161 times 24 equals 3,864 plus 2 is 3,866 hours. Now, granted, I haven't spent all of those hours playing efficiently. A lot of those are just me standing somewhere like a bank and talking to people. However, the point is, I've spent at least just shy of 4,000 hours in RuneScape. Okay? Like, just shy of it. Just shy of it. I still am not ready. My account is not yet. If I took the best equipment that I have in my bank right now, I typed that in wrong. If I took the best equipment that I own out of my bank and jumped into the content that we're about to talk about, I would not beat it. I wouldn't. To add to that, I wouldn't even come close to beating it. I would get rolled. Okay? Thought you were trying to take a break after maxing your account. This is part of that process, though, Zap. So my goals for RuneScape for the last while have been finish the diary skill cape, which I'm very close to. I just need 3 elite diaries. The thing that's holding me back is a bunch of Slayer levels. The Infernal cape, and then the Max cape. It was like a 3-step plan. And the Infernal cape can be combined with the Max cape to make one of the coolest shits ever made in a video game. Infernal Max cape. Look at that shit. And by the way, it do be moving though. Look at that shit. This is the end game for me. I get my hands on this, we outskis. With one exception, I have said this before, this is my caveat. I'm not going to quit RuneScape. I will just dramatically decrease the amount of time that I spend playing it. With one exception, you never know. Maybe my RuneScape content hits it off better than my Minecraft content does, and that's just my focus. That's possible. I'm okay with that universe. If I end up being a RuneScape streamer who does Minecraft on the side, as opposed to what I am now, which is a Minecraft streamer that does RuneScape on the side, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You're gonna max the sailing skill. I will have to for the max cape. Sailing will come out before I hit 99 in every skills app. I've mathed it out in my head. I I won't hit max before sailing comes out. So sailing is just gonna add another 40 to 50 hours to the grind. Not a big deal. I'm gonna do that with Dark Wolf, and it's probably gonna be live streamed. Um, so yeah, maybe even Nezzy if Nezzy wants to do that with us, depending on how much time Nezzy has. Um, you will log in to help me and Wolf, right? I will still log in to play with people, but I'm never going to, like, I won't, once I have the max cape, I won't want to log in just to do shit on my account because I will have the max cape. I'll be done, right? Anyway, we're getting a little off track. Um I've played RuneScape for just shy of 4,000 hours. By the time I'm done maxing, it will be well over 400 hours. Well over. So, the fact that my account yet is not ready for the thing that we're about to start working on Just goes to show what I mean when I say it is the most difficult thing I will have ever done on a video game, by far. It's also mechanically difficult. Even if I max my account and then handed that account to somebody who knew how to play RuneScape, it would still take them dozens and dozens of attempts, more than likely, to beat it. More than likely. Unless they were a very highly, like, unless they already did a lot of PVM content, it would take you a long time to learn all of the intuitive things that you need to know to do it. It is a mechanically difficult thing. It is a time investment. It will by far be the hardest thing I've ever done. And I think it's fair to say that Zap, you can add on to this if you want. It's a little bit less monotonous because you're doing so many different things to prepare for it. But time-wise, we're talking like akin to walking to the far lands. If you made a RuneScape account and your goal was just do this content and you were doing it from never having played RuneScape before, like there are people who make RuneScape accounts that speedrun doing this content, but those are people who they're speedrunners. It's their job, right? It's a little bit different for somebody like that to do this and then somebody who doesn't. It's a little bit different, right? It's a bit of a different perspective, right? You wouldn't be if somebody made bought Minecraft and then their goal was to do a 1,000-year hardcore world and they pulled it off, or a 1,000-day hardcore world and they pulled it off on their first attempt, you'd be impressed, right? But if somebody Dream did that, you would be like, okay, 1,000 days hardcore, who hasn't done that? Kind of like that, right? Does that make sense? So it's while yes, I probably could have done the Inferno a long time ago if that was my sole focus, I haven't been working on it. I haven't worked towards it since recently, until recently. When I pull it off, it'll be the hardest thing I've ever done in a game, which will be cool. And that's going to be the thing that is definitely going to be the thing that JD has from RuneScape. I mean, it's just good. It's just good. I just dig it. I just think it fits. In fact, we can even tweak it and make it purple instead of orange if we want. But for the sake of art and context, yeah, I want that to be something that he gets. And content-wise, it is such a JD thing to do. It is such a JD thing to do. Let me explain. Before I press play on the video, we're gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna put on my good-looking clothes. And we're gonna go on a bit of a walk, let's say. A little bit of a stroll. Okay, so the location that I'm currently at in the game world, you might have some ideas. You might be thinking, oh, this looks like the Nether. That looks kind of like the Nether from Minecraft. That's pretty cool. Is the Nether from Minecraft in RuneScape? Why'd they do that? That's weird. What made them make that decision? If I go to the exit of this place, right over here, and then head up this rope, you will notice that I am climbing out of a volcano. An active, lava-filled volcano. Okay? So we go down this rope inside the volcano. We go into this cave deeper into the volcano, and this is the city of Mor-Ulrek. Mor-Ulrek. And there are people here that are made out of molten rock and obsidian. That's their whole thing. I just hit one of them in the face. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm running away. There is the outer city. in this area, and then there's the inner city. If I go through this vent door, if I go over here to this little central platform, this is the heart of the volcano. Okay? The Inferno is, well, you jump in to the volcano. And when you get there, you have to fight a bunch of monsters and get through a bunch of like waves. And at the end, when you've killed all of them, a boss spawns. He wakes up, if you will. And he's basically like a sleeping he's basically like a sleeping minor god in the heart of a volcano. You picking up what I'm putting down here? You understand what I'm saying? Um, and so you quite literally jump into the volcano to go kill a sleeping like minor deity to turn him into some clothes. And if that's not JD core, then nothing is. I feel like that's fair to say. I feel like that's fair to say. So, yeah, I would love to deliver the line to somebody in a Minecraft stream. I've chased dead gods, or I've chased sleeping gods into the hearts of dead volcanoes. I chased a sleeping god into the heart of a dead volcano for some new clothes. That's just good. That's just, like you can brag about that. You get to brag. You get to brag when you do that. You get to point it out. You get to say, "Yeah, I did that." What of it? Like that's only fair. Anyway, you get the idea. So we for me to do the Inferno, I have some things I gotta do. I got some prep work. So we're gonna watch this guide. I'm gonna make a bit of a list. Uh, make a bit of a list here. A Word document for things that I have to get my hands on to pull this off. The person who made this video, their name is Chaos. They are probably my favorite RuneScape content creator. It's a very close one between them and Settled. Settled's content is more focused around like storytelling and making unique accounts, streamlining an interesting journey. Chaos is more focused on guides, community engagement, bringing people together, helping people do content and learn stuff. Um, so they're very different content creators. See you later, Zap. But Chaos is probably ekes it out a little bit on top for me. I like Chaos and his content and what he focuses on and the things that he cares about. They're all interesting to me. I approve of those things, and he's also funny in his own way. He has very dry humor. It's very good. He doesn't do the humor things in his videos very often. You'll see a couple of jokes that he has early on making fun of like sweaty jackasses because there are a lot of elitists that play RuneScape. There are a lot of elitists that play any MMO, let alone any video game. And he makes fun of people like that routinely, which is a welcome thing because there are a lot of people who would make guides that would literally make fun of you for some of the gear that he suggests that you use in this video, and he just makes fun of them back, as you'll see. But I'm gonna use his guide to get my first Infernal KC and get the cape. And we're going to deviate it from it a little bit because this is an older video. As you can see, this came out in 2022. We are currently in 2024. Does he have a more updated one? Let's see. Inferno. Zoe Pancakes is also a good content creator. He does not have a more updated one, at least as far as I can tell. Exact is also a good content creator. But we're going to be using Chaos's um, because he has good editing. I like his channel, and his guide is a little bit more down to earth and accepting of the kinds of people that I would more closely associate myself with. I have more in common, despite how many hours I've played in RuneScape and how relatively decent I think I am at the game. I would say I have more in common with your average player than like the sweaty content creators that you would see from RuneScape. Um. Anyway, enough yapping. Uh, we're gonna watch this guide together. We're gonna make a list of things that I have to get and do, and that's gonna be this is gonna be stream one of the, let's say, Inferno journey, because it's gonna take more than one. We're not getting the cape today. I'll tell you that right now. So if you, I've been talking all this big game. If you thought I was about to jump in and do it right now, it ain't happening. This is the beginning of prepping for the Inferno. I'm gonna press the play button.
The Inferno is by far the most
loud.
difficult challenge in old school RuneScape that was designed for a single player experience. Many people think it's impossible, and quite frankly, it is. Well, until you try it. Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to the absolute beginner's guide for the Inferno. In this video, I'm going to give you as much information as possible for you to get your very first and possibly only Infernal Cape. Because we are aiming for a single kill, my only disclaimer for this guide is that it will be useful if you are looking to get one Infernal Cape and nothing else. Because of that, we will be using Justiciar, and if you are hunting for the pets or even clearing all the combat achievements the Inferno has to offer, this video might not be the best option, but it will surely be a stepping stone in the right direction to give you enough confidence to start practicing the Inferno, and after your first completion you can look for more information to improve, get quicker times, and of course more kills. And just remember that clearing a single Inferno with Justiciar is just as valid as a speedrun completion as long as you do it yourself. If you find someone who shames other players for getting an Infernal Cape this way, keep in mind that they have never touched a woman other than their mother's vaginal cavity, so just ignore them and enjoy your cape. Before even recording this video, I can tell it will be fairly long, and I encourage you guys to use the chapters in the description or in the video player itself. We will go over why you should get an Infernal Cape and how to get there, a bunch of useful tips to practice prior to the Inferno, minimum and recommended levels, gear, and inventory, and then a detailed look at the monsters you will face inside. Afterwards, I'll briefly talk about a small...
Yeah, you see what I mean, Nuzzy? You see what I mean? He just delivered it so dryly. He didn't even skip a beat. Like, he didn't change his voice or anything. He just said it. He just made fun of all of them. So good. I can't tell. Like, there are probably so many people that were like triggered the second that played. And like, I have very similar humor, right? Like, I will make fun of people who need to be made fun of, people who like actually deserve it. I do the same shit. I think I have that in common with Chaos. That was a very JD moment, if you will. Anyway,
roadmap of checkpoints to track your progress, as well as crucial waves. And then we'll look at the arena and positioning for important waves. Finally, I'll talk about triple Jads leading up to Zuck himself. That being said, let's begin. So, why should you get an Infernal Cape? Not only is it the best melee cape in the game, but it will always be a flex even if you just have 1 KC. Right after maxing, I began my Inferno grind, and I did it in a way to prove to myself that if I can beat Zuck, anything is possible in the game. So it will always be a huge confidence boost as well. You can get there by entering the code BLP on a fairy ring and running east past the hot vents into more Ulrek. In order to do this, you'll need to own a fire cape, so completion of the 5 caves is also required. There's a bank on the eastern part of the city, and the entrance to the Inferno is right in the middle. In order to even attempt this challenge, you'll need to sacrifice one final cape, so just in case you fail and you want to do some Slayer, get an extra one for backup. Now, let's take some time to talk about a set of tips that you can apply before you start doing the Inferno that will make the grind more tolerable and will increase your chances at your first KC. It is absolutely essential for you to learn about game ticks and the prayer flicking. Once you are used to both of these, you'll be able to block damage from multiple sources, and flicking is essentially useful to save prayer points through the waves. I also recommend getting used to F keys to navigate through the menu quickly, especially your inventory, prayer, and spellbook tabs. This will save you so many clicks and most importantly precious time to invest in solving the waves. If you are using RuneLight, consider using it the following plugins: GPU, NPC indicators, and the ground markers. A few extra ones you can try out are Low Detail, Visual Metronome, and a plugin to let you know what monsters are coming in the next waves. It is incredibly important for you not to die with supplies if you are starting out. You might not make it to Zuck on your first couple of attempts, and your goal is to make it as far as possible to learn as much as possible, so use them whenever you need to. Needless to say, if you are taking a casual and safe approach, it's a good idea to clear your schedule ahead of time. A good run can take anywhere between 2 and 3 hours or even longer, so you don't want to log out through the waves to avoid getting distracted. Memorizing max hits will be helpful during the later waves to know if you will be able to survive unprotected damage in case you mess up. We'll take a look at max hits when we cover the different monsters you'll be facing. Contrary to what many beginner's guides might say, I suggest not bringing a Saradomin Godsword. It's good for backup, but with Blood Barrage and enough super restores, you're honestly good to go, as the SGS will only slow you down in the long run. If you want to learn from your mistakes, I recommend recording all of your runs for you to analyze your gameplay.
Won't be a problem,
in case
but
you die.
I don't need to
I
record
started
them.
doing this at some
They'll
point
be there, don't
and it
worry.
helped me understand the spawns slightly better in order to improve. Just like any other long grind, patience is key. As long as you're making progress in the Inferno, imagine it's just another 99 that will take a considerable amount of time, so don't be discouraged if you don't get it in a few attempts. Last and definitely not least, in the wise words of Exact, you can do this. The Inferno is one of those things that look unbeatable until you try it yourself. You don't need godlike mechanics to get a single cape with Justiciar, so never lose hope. You will get it eventually.
Bad Boys trailer is coming out
I don't
right now.
Yeah, right.
Now, let's talk about levels, gear, and inventory, and a few possible variations if you need to bring other items. Because of the gear we'll be taking, the minimum levels I recommend for the Inferno are 75 defense, 75 ranged, 74 prayer, 75 magic, anything above 75 HP, and a decently high agility level.
I
is
knock
also
all
needed.
those out of the park.
At the time of making this video, Jagex is still proposing a rebalance to weapon requirements, so if those go through, we will change some of the previous requirements to 85 ranged and 80 magic. Realistically speaking, if you are not great at PVMing, you will need every level you can possibly get, so quite frankly, just get 99 in all of them before even attempting the Inferno.
Not
or
quite
hey,
there,
you can even get every
but
99
we're
and
close.
take the max cape with you. Okay, but for real, I would say base 90s or even 95s are going to do just fine. It is important to note that you also need completion of Desert Treasure to use ice spells, and unlocking the Rigor Prayer will help you immensely. Honestly, it's not super expensive at the moment, so save up for a Dexterous Prayer Scroll. When you are gearing up, you should take the following items on you: Justiciar Phase Guard, Avos Assembler, Necklace of Anguish, Dragon Arrows, a Kodai Wand, Armadyl Chestplates, Arcane Spirit Shield, Armadyl Chain Skirt, Barrow's Gloves, Pegation Boots, and finally an Imbued Ring of Suffering. Some variations
This is the
to
important
the
part.
setup are a ranging cape for better
let's
bonuses
let
as
him
long
fill
as
this
you
out
add
first.
a Vorkat's head to it, a Master Wand or Ancient Staff instead of a Kodai Wand, a Crystal Shield instead of an Arcane Spirit Shield, Guardian Boots instead of Pegations, and possibly an Eldritch Staff for that special attack. As for the inventory, the mandatory items are as follows: Justiciar Chest Guard and Legs, a Blowpipe with the Dragon Darts, and a Colt's Necklace, and a Twisted Bow. Now, yeah, I know what you're gonna say, Cows, why are you recommending a 1 billion GP item? But more about that in a little bit. Anyway, you are then going to take a rune pouch with blood, death, and soul runes, a bastion potion, a stamina potion, a Falador shield 4, and follow that up with 8 Saradomin brews and fill the rest of your inventory with super restore potions, and we are all set. To address the elephant in the room.
Okay, So we're gonna make a few changes to this. Wait, hold on.
I recommend the Twisted Bow to have the best chance at clearing the Inferno, but if you don't have a humble 1 billion GP laying around, here are a few variations. Take a bow of Ferdinian, or however you pronounce it, instead of the Twisted Bow, and if you make this change, take Crystal Armor instead of Armadillo. If you still don't have enough GP for that, an Armadillo crossbow should do just fine, but you'll need both a Diamond and Ruby Dragon Bolts. If you don't have a Kodai wand, you'll also need water runes in your inventory to cast ice spells. If you haven't completed the Elite Falador Diary, forget about the shield and throw in another Super Restore in its place. Finally, if you have the money for it, an Eldritch Staff will be more useful than a Ceridome and Godsword, but it's a bit extra and you should look into buying one if you are not great at prayer flicking. Once everything is...
Okay, let's go back. So, the changes that I'm making, I'm getting this boy right here. We're getting that because that is way more in my budget. All of this is going to be the same, except instead of the Kodai, there is something in the game that is very similarly strong to the Kodai that is infinitely easier to get. It's just new since the coming out of this video, which is why he didn't recommend it as an alternative. And that is the Ancient Scepter, which is a direct upgrade from the Ancient Staff that he has right down here. I can go get an Ancient Scepter, and that's what we're going to work on today. To get the Ancient Scepter, I have to kill a different boss called the Phantom Muspa. Now, interestingly, the Phantom Muspa is also incredibly weak to this set right here that we were talking about, the Crystal Armor set that we're already going to be buying for the Inferno. So, that's going to be step one. So let's just make. I'm going to put in that document. We're going to go ahead and write up the things that we need to work on. I need to get full Justiciar. I need to get Crystal Armor and Bofa, the Boa for Dinan. I need to get an Ancient Scepter. I need to get a Ring of Suffering. I need to get everything else I have. Oh, we need to get a shield. I think we're going to go with the Crystal Shield, but I might be able to get the Arcane. We'll see. I will cross that bridge later. We'll just put shield in there for now. I might be able to get my hands on this. This is the list of things that I need to get. That is what we need to work on. I'm gonna use the restroom, and then we're just gonna get started straight on it. So I'll be right back in 1 second. I'll put RuneScape on the screen while I'm gone. BRB. All right, I've returned. I have returned. So, uh, this that's our to-do list. We got full Justiciar, if you will. We have to get the crystal armor set and the bow of Ferdinand. We have to get an ancient scepter, a ring of suffering, and we have to get our hands on a good shield. A good place to start is actually the crystal armor and Bofa, because the crystal armor is really, really good at the thing that drops what we need for the ancient scepter. So we can do it like sequentially, if you will. So I got to get the crystal armor and the Bofa. The crystal armor and the bow of Ferdinand. The bow of Ferdinand costs 132 million gold. Holy shit. Does an enhanced crystal weapon seed cost less, please? No, it's about the same. Okay, 132 million gold. We got some work to do. I'm not quite there. I could sell full bandos. How much is that? 604 down to 550. So that's 54 mil. That puts me close, but not quite there yet. Not quite there. What else can I get rid of? Oh, well, I would not need this anymore. That's 2 mil. That's not a lot. Uh, and I don't necessarily want to get rid of full bandos, but it is an option. I could go make some money. We could do some money making. Anyone wanna do some content? Bandos for Sarah GWD. Make money for a Bofa. Use Bofa to get Scepter. And then, so I'll reorder this a little bit better. Make money for Bofa. Bofa. Use Bofa to get Scepter. Make money for rest. That's our orders. Yeah, he's a little low. Whoa, why did that scroll in on both? That was weird. I could solo bandos. Hang on. Bandos solo. I don't have great gear for that. Unfortunately, I get a few kills, but not a lot. What is a way that I can go make some money real quick? Or work towards making some money? I could bite the bullet and sell off like half my planks. But that puts me into a bind later if I do that. If I sell 10,000 planks. Oh, it's 13,000 planks. If I sell 13,000 planks, that's 28 mil. Okay, you know what? I'll commit to that. I'll commit to that because I don't actually need all of the planks that I have. I mathed that out, and 13,000 was 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 what I had that's extra if I do my construction a certain way. What did you miss? Nothing. We got to a certain part in the video where he started talking about gear, so I paused for now. We'll probably come back to it later to finish it. Um, um, but yeah, we paused and we're working on gear. I made a to do list of things that I got to start working on. That's what you missed. So if I sell these, will those sell instantly? Almost. Bank that. 89 mil. Okay, we're getting there, making progress. Need the rest to go through. Oh, bank that. 95 mil. Money's going up. Money get big. Number go up, get bigger. W. And this should still be enough planks for me to finish my construction grind. That should still be enough. If I have to do more mahogany homes, I will. That's okay. I'm okay with mahogany homes. Okay. We're at 99 mil. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. What else do I need for the how shy am I? How much was a bofa? Let's say bow of for dinner. 132 mil. 32 M. Need 132 mil. I'm at 99 mil, so I need like third. We're rounding up 40 mil so that I can also get the armor seeds for the weapon because it is kind of mandatory. Um, do I have anything else that I can sell off? Now, what's crazy is I could sell off my herb stack, but I don't want to. How expensive? 130 million gold. It's very expensive. Very large number. Very large, big, grand number. How much has? Hang on. How much has this changed? 67 mil. I'm so glad I started selling it off whenever it spiked. That's crazy. That's crazy. Uh, what's a way that I can make money? What's a cash expansion opportunity that I have? I'm thinking here. Uh, anyone for corp? If somebody wants to do corp, I can buy a Void Waker, and then we'll sell it later whenever we're ready. The Void Waker is 85 mil right now. That's actually pretty cheap. Last time I bought it and sold it, it was like 90 mil. It was like 91 mil. It's like 6 mil off. That's a pretty big deal. It's like what, like 7%, something like that. No one wants to do corp either. Punks. Nobody wants to go make money. Weirdos. See if I have anybody on Discord I can message. I'm trying to think of what I can do. to go make solo money. I could go kill the Duke. Hang on. OSRS Duke. Duke Celis. On the off chance that I got the Magus Vestige, which is very rare, but if I did, if I managed to get my hands on that, that would net me 62 million gold. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid, all things considered. If I got a Virtus piece, I could take that into the Inferno with me, which would be really solid. That'd be really good. If I get an Ice Quartz, I can put that on the Scepter when I make it. That's really good. But the rest of his drops are kind of lame. Like he doesn't have good drops outside of his uniques. But it might be worth it anyway. I have someone that I can do other money making content with later, but for now, how do I deal with my math teacher making us turn something in on Friday and then forgetting we turned it in? Tell her. Tell her you already turned it in. Tell her she's weird. Oh, I should swap out this for the torture. We did. She said no, we didn't turn anything in on Friday. Can you show her the proof? Like, is there... Okay. Geared for Duke. Okay. Yep, we are geared for Duke. We want to be on the Arceus spellbook. We want to help. We want to teleport to Gorak Dungeon. It was on paper. My whole group turned it in, so I know we did. She found them? Okay, then you're good. Alright. We're gonna kill some Duke Celis. Very, very goofy boss. This is not the first time I've done this on stream. Good. Sip this. That. I said take that. That. Take 2 of these. This in. Switch to this, take this. Summon this, turn this on. Put that in. Spec. Hide. Spec again. Kill begins. Oh, sip this. Arclight is so good against Duke. Cheeky hit mid-run. Very cheeky hit mid-run. We're slapping him. Oh my goodness, that was such a clean kill. Prayer potion. Oh, that was my 50th kill. We got an achievement. Drop those. We want the inventory space back. We'll sip our restore because we are a little low on prayer now. That was clean. Uh-oh. Dodge that. Good dodge. Got math homework. Nice. Good luck on your math homework. Alright, we want click and click. This in. Switch. Take. Summon. You punk, dude. Now I don't get a perfect kill because of that. That's so whack. We had a really good hit off of the BGS. That was super clean. Doesn't make up for us getting our perfect kill robbed, but that's alright. $37. $27. $7. Come on, stop whiffing. Oh my goodness. And that was such a good kill, too, otherwise. That's so unfortunate. If it weren't for... That was actually, like, a perfect kill. But we got, like... pickled early on. Right as he was spawning by the stupid gas vent. Took away the perfect. Not yet. Let's get our salt. Sip this. for my sake, we're gonna make a new pile. All right. I knew it, dude. I literally had a feeling. I'm so glad I clicked away. Sip this. Hit this. Hit that. What counts as a perfect run? Not taking any damage from any of the boss's avoidable damage. So stuff like that little, like those zeros that are popping up, sometimes those are numbers. Like that was a 5. Those won't ruin a perfect. But like if I got hit by that gas right there that I could have dodged, that would have ruined a perfect. What's up, bro? How are you? What's up, Mr. Achievement? Welcome to the stream. I almost clicked there. I'm whiffing this kill. We're not doing too great. I clicked early. There goes the perfect. It's okay. Still in it. I'm just noodling. I'm not doing any damage, please. Can you die? There we go. There we go. Adamant ore. Nice. Alright. That. Get over there before it spawns. Don't shoot me. Okay, we're good. That was clean. Alright, I'm gonna wait. I don't care. Nope, we're good. I thought this one was gonna gas me. Nope, this one was gonna gas me. We're good. Sip that. Perfect timing. Use this. Switch, click, click. Use this. My BGS hit a 0. This is gonna be rough. We're messing them up even though we noodled with the BGS. We're messing them up. Not too late to BGS either. I still noodled. Okay. Noodled? Like, my sword wasn't a sword, it was a noodle. Instead of doing what swords do, it did what noodles do. Okay, we are in kill range. We're gonna heal up. Oh man, please. Please. Ooh, I almost messed it up right there. Alright, that was a perfect kill. Oh, and it was a supply drop. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that. Put that down there, that right there, and that right there, and then use that on that. Chill right there. That was close. Good though. Woo! Oh, we can eat one of these pizzas. Another pizza. What do perfect runs do? You get double the loot. Or not, maybe not double. You just get extra loot. Sometimes it's double, I think. Depends on what the loot is. You just get extra rewards. You definitely don't need to get it for this boss to be worth it. You can still get the uniques and everything without a perfect run. But it does make it significantly more worth it if you can do it consistently. Like, it's worth trying for a perfect. 100%. That was a good BGS. 35 BGS is a good start. I keep forgetting to put on my Lightbringer. Oh man, come on. I also am lagging a bit, despite only having like 30 milliseconds of ping. It might be because I'm streaming. Hi. Okay. Okay. $32. Wonder what my max hit is. I haven't been paying attention. I'm sure I've gotten it. What's mirror image do? It's a combat achievement where you have to hit him on the same game tick that you take those little chips of damage every attack. If you ever do damage to him off of one of those chips, you will fail the challenge. It's very difficult. I will do that whenever I have a much better weapon for killing him, which is the Scythe of Vitur. Or Virtuor. One of the two. A 3. A 6. A 5. It would have been so funny if that was a 9. There we go. We got him. Dragon Javelin Heads. That is actually really good loot. That's good. What? What? Robbed, dude. Robbed. That sucks. Got hit from one of the shadows. Even getting hit in one of those little damage things before the fight starts, that ruins a perfect kill. So that's why I'm saying robbed. That happened. I'll put that on. Save that. That up. That up. Can I carry this stuff now? This up. That. Need to do anything else? I think we're good. Sip that. $66 BGF, not bad at all. I'll take it. He's already almost halfway dead. This would have been such an easy, perfect kill if he didn't get me with the stupid, cheeky little shadow puff thing before the fight started. Punk. Woo! I almost messed up. Oh, that hurts. I messed up there. I wouldn't have gotten a perfect kill anyway. Did a 2 with a BGS. That's great. Please die. Alright, he died. We're good. Soul runes. 666 of them. That's funny. Okay. We could do one more kill at least. Heal up with Sarah Bruise. Stop. Store. Wow, that almost hit me. That almost hit me too. That was greedy as all heck. We weren't punished for our greed. There. Yep. 1, 2. That up. That up. Sit my stamina. Take this. Put this on. Take this. We're actually going to wait here for a second for me to get enough special pack for BGS spec because I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that I was that low on special attack because I forgot to put my ring on. Alright. Is now high enough that I will have 50 by the time I get over there. That did not hit me. We're good. $44. Pretty good. Easy perfect kill. Easy perfect kill. For chaos runes. Bruh. Come on. What is that? Want some actual loot. Shouldn't complain. I actually have gotten relatively lucky at Duke. The fact that I got the tablet early helps out a lot with a lot of things. I think I might call it for now on the stream. Did make some money. 300k is not bad. I'm gonna call it for now on the stream. We have progress to make. We have things to work on. And once we have our gear, we will resume watching our video right where we left it off. We're in the gear section. We'll be learning about the monsters and then the roadmaps, and then we will start our first attempt. So, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Why did that message get blocked? Expired and not posted to chat. Well, sorry that Mr. Achievement, if you're still there, sorry your message got blocked. It was auto mod. I did kill him. He did die. So we took him down. All right, I'm ending for now. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care and goodbye.